Okay, I'm not going to get into a whole long, dramatic, fake-ass laugh. I'm just going to get right into this video because I'm absolutely on fire right now. I know I don't sound like it. I lost my voice screaming at the game earlier, and I'm just in recovery mode after a few hours in between with that Detroit game. Really happy for the Lions. I, in fact, wore my Calvin Johnson jersey today instead of any actual Redskins memorabilia because that was the only jersey I had of actually any team or player that was suiting up today. But I had to bring out the helmet for this video because, I mean, come on. It is a proud moment to be a Redskins fan, and more importantly, a disavowee. Is that a word? I don't care. A disavowee of the Dallas Cowboys. From day one, even before I became a passionate fan of the Redskins, I always knew to hate Dallas. Go back to that legendary quote by Charles Mann. Before I even knew who that man was, before I had even never heard that quote, that intensity and that burning passion was fused into my soul. And that's what I want you guys to think of it as. Because some newer NFL fans, in weeks when the Cowboys have a good game, they'll go on Twitter or Instagram and be like, oh my God, Dallas getting so much hate for no reason. They get hate, or should I say burning passion, because they're the ones that bring it to the rest of the league by always portraying themselves to be something larger than life, by all these MVP stats that Dak Prescott puts up in the regular season, absolutely dotting it up against all these mediocre teams like us, like the Giants, like the Panthers, like so many others that contribute to this mirage, to this beautiful picture that after nearly 30 years, looks like it could finally be the team to break that narrative, to break that unnecessary hate that they get for always talking the talk and never walking the walk. Well, guess what? 2023, 2024, same exact result. Go back to my last video if you haven't watched it already, and you'll find out a little bit more about how we, on Thanksgiving in particular, helped contribute to this big buildup in so many different ways, offensively, defensively, and even on special teams. Week 18 might as well have contributed to that as well. We were the last test for them to win the division. They handled us like nobody's business. They crushed us. They basically sent Ron Rivera to being unemployed because we had a very legitimate chance given what happened last year in Week 18 back in 2023 season, I should say, because that game was in the calendar year 2023. But we had a real chance to play a spoiler. I wanted us to play spoiler. I freaking hate Dallas. I nearly used a different word there, excuse me. But I hate Dallas so much that I would rather see us surrender the number 2 pick, even if it meant we couldn't get our franchise guy. Oh, I'm gonna have to make another video about that. But even if we couldn't get our franchise guy, if it meant we could have played spoiler to Dallas. Now, that's irrelevant as the Philadelphia Eagles, another team that I portrayed to be a NFC giant, as they've shown in recent years, but not in recent weeks. They didn't take care of their own business, so whatever we did to Dallas wouldn't have mattered. It would have just still felt good from a Redskins fan perspective. But even if we didn't get the win on paper, we're the winners in the end. Because we do have the number 2 overall pick, and Dallas did ultimately fall apart in the playoffs. And it was just so beautiful to see. I said it from the beginning. If Green Bay wants to win this game, I was texting my friend before, Aaron Jones has to be the Cowboy killer that he's always been. And who killed the Cowboys today? Aaron Jones. 3 touchdowns. And another thing, I'm not typically a proponent of teams getting the football first when they win the coin toss. I like deferring just because, the second half. I mean, I honestly, taking a page out of the New York Giants back in 1991 when they beat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, the big turning point in that game, you can talk about the wide right miss all you want, but that long third quarter scoring drive that the Giants put together, that wore out the Bills' defense and turned the tide in their favor. That formula has always been one that I've admired, especially if I'm playing Madden and it's 15-minute quarters, because I hate doing other types of minutes quarters. I just want to do the real thing. But I like running out the defense because God knows that's the only way I can win on all Madden. But still, that's almost the type of mindset that you want to be in whenever you have the ball. And Green Bay did that in the first half. That I think it was an 8-minute drive, 7-minute and 52-second drive. I remember it vividly. 7:08 in the first quarter was on the clock by the first time Dallas got the ball. That's how much time Green Bay took off the clock. And that forced Mike McCarthy off his game plan. And they could not adjust. Dak Prescott, as great as he's looked all season against all sorts of teams, even in losses, to be quite frank, he has looked good. But again, that buildup all the way to the big stage where he came in at 2-4, looking to break the curse of the playoffs. Is this the year that Dak Prescott finally breaks it loose? CeeDee Lamb and him have been on the same page. They've been absolutely lighting it up all season long. CeeDee broke franchise records in a single season. Much of that was, in part, thanks to us. He had great games against the Redskins. Those 2 touchdowns in the last game. They didn't do diddly squat tonight, if you look at the grand scheme of things. Because 9 catches for 110 yards looks great on paper, but half of that was in garbage time. The only reason that this game was a 2-score game, let alone 16 points, was garbage time. Dak Prescott, he got his passer rating all the way up from a 26 to a 91 because of what he did in garbage time. They tried so dang hard to cover their tracks that this game just couldn't end soon enough. It was hilarious. And all the fans had already left the building. That was probably the best part. Green Bay, they should have ran the ball on that last drive when Matt LaFleur chose to throw it, and then their tight end dropped it. But still, the fact that Dallas was playing at its best when the fans already knew the game was over. It was as if the fans had said at this point, we know what's going to come. We already know our destiny. We already know our fate. And there's nothing that you can do to convince us otherwise. Cowboys fans are running out of patience. As much as they blind themselves to this every year that they have these historic regular season occurrences. I mean, you cannot make it up. There is truly no NFL franchise like the Dallas Cowboys. I will say that objectively. There is no franchise like them. There is no franchise that is unequivocally viewed at in such a polarizing light as the Dallas Cowboys. And it's so weird to be speaking objectively about the Cowboys, but it's true. And it's one of the many reasons why I'm just so happy that I got to witness this. I literally, when I saw Dak stare down CeeDee on that slant before the first half, right to Darnell Savage for that pick 6, I didn't rip my shirt, but I just I burst out, man. It was just the best feeling, even if it came at the expense of my vocal cords. I hope you enjoyed this little late night ramble of mine. I love it. I cannot wait to hear what Stephen A. has to say tomorrow on First Take / today, whenever this video ends up getting up. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm not going to put any big prompts out to you guys in the comments. You guys can do whatever the heck you want. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content. Not that that's actually going to come because I don't really prioritize this channel. I just like uploading it on it for fun. I may make a video discussing our quarterback situation, though. So if you are at all interested in that, stay tuned. Hail.